Welcome back to the Other Kings. When we left off, our save game got corrupted, funnily enough. But that's a reason why I took the day off yesterday to fix that and make sure it wasn't going to corrupt any of the other save games, because I was very quickly running out of saves. And just to make sure that everything was working again before we carried on, because I didn't want another episode where we were just going to lose all of our progress. So I've managed to work out what that was, and I fixed that, and I've reset the Elder Kings mod back to the developer standard. So hopefully we won't have any other issues. But before we carry on, the one thing I did want to do is go into the game. Oh, I've already done it. And change difficulty over to hard, because we were on normal before, which does nothing, no effect on the game. But turning up to hard is going to give the AI more taxes, more army morale, more reinforcement rate, and I take more attrition. So I figured that might be an interesting way to keep things, well, interesting, funnily enough. So since the save game bugged, what I have done is essentially did exactly what we did in the video, but again, I went around Akavir raiding, things like that, getting enough favor with Deidre to reclaim, what was it we had? Azura's Star? So we are going to slowly work up towards getting those Deidre artifacts so that we can begin his grand ascension. As you can see here, I even gave it a little symbol. So what have we not got? Now, we were about to claim... Oh, sorry, we don't have a Azura's Star? Did I not claim that? Maybe I forgot. Either way, it wouldn't take 30 seconds to fix. We've just got to convert and spend the favor, because we have enough. We were just about to claim the skeleton key, though, which was pretty important. And as I recall, anyway, at the end of the last video, Nocturnal was aloof, but now it is interactive, so we can go ahead and grab that straight away. What a good way to start. There's another thing ticked off the list. I kind of want to find out what the skeleton key does, because I've never actually had it before. The skeleton key. You must be Cult of Nocturnal. You must also have either Dragonblood or Dragonborn if you are not part of the Cult of Nocturnal, so not going to be relevant to us once we switch Deidre, as with all of these, but that's pretty good. Look at that. Intrigue +5, plot power defense +20%. It'd be cool if it had some effect on artifact acquisition. Speaking of which, I've actually added a mod. There's a really cool mod. If in the base game you're a big fan of the artifact system, if you play, I think it is compatible with CK2+ and HIP with some fixing up. I had to fix it up to get it to work with this mod. So there's a very popular mod right now called Artifact Acquisition Overhaul, but there is also one called Artifact Acquisition Only, which is a sub-mod, but I'll talk about the differences. So basically what it does, it adds the ability to go on missions, sort of society style, to steal targeted artifacts, and your success... It's quite a long event, and I've failed it probably more times than I've succeeded, but your success is determined by your stats and your traits, and the traits of the person you're trying to steal, the quality artifact, things like that. It's very well balanced, and it's very cool because it gives you something extra to do. It's not too overpowered because it does go on a 5-year cooldown, whether or not you're successful in your thievery. So we'll test that out to start off with, probably against whatever her name was, Orgnum's daughter. Orgna, pretty appropriate. So we'll try and steal her coffee using those in-game events, but like I said, it does take a little bit to get going and to actually set it up to work with your total conversion. But if you're playing the base game, highly recommended. I'll put a link in below to the Steam Workshop. What else? Now, I did find out something really cool, which I'm just going to show off very briefly. I don't know whether this is hard-coded into base game CK2 or whether or not this is something the Elder Kings devs have added, but it is a very cool system. And I think it's only really relevant to Elder Kings. So I'll just show you quickly. If we switch our actual main religion, not our secret cult, to, say, I don't know, Malakath. Is that how I spell Malakath? Yeah, there we go. So what that would do, if we unpause very briefly, take a look down here at the Deidre symbol. Look at this. How cool is this? So because we are worshipping Malakath mainly, but also part of the secret cult of Nocturnal, we can have a dialogue, you spending favor with Malakath, but also with Nocturnal. A very, very cool system. Again, I'm not sure if this is hard-coded into the base game. I would assume so that maybe Paradox thought there might be more off-map powers. But this is an awesome system. And if it is the Elder Kings devs, props to you for thinking that this would be something that would happen. Yeah, very cool. Anyway, we're not going to do that. We're going to go back to Ori L. Ori, I think it's -L? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I just want to show that off very quickly and give props to the devs there. So we've got the skeleton key. Now we need to work out which Deidre is next. Savior's Hide is Hersine. Ogma Infinium is probably going to be the last one we go for, because obviously that's going to be a gift to our son. Hersine, again, Savior's Hide, so we could give Hersine and get 2 artifacts done. Ring of Khajiit, I actually don't know which Deidre that is. Huh. I'll have to look that up in a second. Ring and Namira. It's probably Namira, I would imagine. Same with the Moon and Star. What else have we got? The Ebony Blade. The sort of Jiggalag. Now, Jiggalag might be difficult because, as I recall, I haven't seen any Jiggalag characters at all in this entire game. Let's see if we can spot some quickly. Not my religion group. Just narrow it down as much as possible. And obviously we want them... You know, it doesn't matter if they're female or not. I'm sure we can find a way to convert to them. So, let's find our Deidre. So, Jiggalag. C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. All the way back up here. Before Malakath. All 7,000 worshippers of Malakath. So that's a topic of conversation that I actually wanted to bring up, because I didn't notice this the other day. How do you guys pronounce Deidre or Daedra? Because in Oblivion, it's generally pronounced Deidre. Particularly, like, the most obvious example I can think of off the top of my head is when you're going to Kvatch, and the High Elf stops you on the way, and he's like, "There's no time!" He says, Deidre overran the city, and he specifically says Deidre. But I have heard Daedric and Daedra a lot. I think I would probably personally pronounce it as Daedra. Yeah, there's no Jiggalag, also. More to the point. H-I-J. Yeah, it should be after her scene. There's nothing. So, getting the Sword of Jiggalag might be impossible. The only way I can think of doing that is maybe... I don't know. See, the scholarship focuses how you get to hire a Daedric prince to... Or Daedric. Prince to begin with. But I don't think we can trigger that again because we've already done it once. I could clear the flag, or maybe I could make a little submod again to allow you to hire or put out a search similar to looking for a court physician for Deidre followers. Something like that. That could be interesting. Let me know what you think about that. It would help speed things up a huge amount. And I'd quite like to see what Jiggalag actually does in terms of the Deidre menu over here. Alright, well that's a shame that we can't get anything from Jiggalag, but we could always go for Sheogorath, because I do think we need the Wabberjack. And Sheogorath actually has a lot of artifacts to offer. He's got that Madness Amulet, he's got the Fork of Horripilation, obviously Wabberjack. So, I don't know why I did that. We were just about to look for SSS for Sheogorath. Like Bal and Mirror Nocturnal. They have also changed, you may have noticed it very, very briefly there, that all of the Daedra portraits themselves have changed as well. So if you remember, Nocturnal looked a lot different before. You can actually see that it's sort of like a bit shadowy, and there's a crow there. And obviously here is Malakath looking a bit more orky. Kind of cool to see what all the changes are. So if we've got any unmarried female worshippers of Sheogorath, we do not. So, one way we could get around it... Oh, she's the Chancellor, that's annoying. Could we kidnap her? 157%, so it's not impossible. The only other way would be to kill her employer, that is this guy, who is currently in hiding, so we're not going to be able to do that at all. Is he actually on the map? He is on the map. So they do count as just landless, member of the Fighters Guild. So he is in Tamriel. He's not an off-map power, so we can potentially kidnap this woman. Let's try it. This guy would join us, which helps out a lot, because you generally need one backer for a lot of these plots to fire. Okay, sure. That'll be our goal. Hopefully she won't die before we can kidnap her and marry her. She is 66. Now, there was something else I wanted to mention, but I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. I've also got to be more careful, because now we are playing on a pretty significant difficulty bump. Let's try and steal, using the Steel Artifact event that I was telling you about, Orgdam's Coffer. So another part of this mod, it allows you, when you kidnap people or capture them in battle, if they've got artifacts equipped to them as they're in your prison, you can seize them. Which I think is a very cool feature that should be in the base game, because it makes sense that if a character has something equipped, you should be able to take it from them. So like this guy has smithing, a worthy endeavour. So if we go over to him and click on Seize Artifact, wherever it is, might be because he's landed. Oh no, there it is, Seize Artifact. We can take all of what he's got equipped. So we could take his Badger, for example. It's probably not worth using that, because I'm not sure if that one does go on cooldown. There's probably a guy in our prison with better artifacts. Map of Nern's pretty good. What about you? Oh wow, quality 4, okay. We could take that. Or we could take his Magnificent Painting and not have to worry... Oh no, wait, we can't, because that's obviously not equipped. Superior alien armor? Sure, let's seize that. Now, I do believe there is an opinion malice. They do release him from prison. It says L rank, but ignore that. Your vassals will be displeased. If you seize artifacts from your vassal prisoners, obviously they're not going to like that. So, there is a downside to it. Like I said, it's a pretty well-balanced mod. Let's go ahead and go on an adventure to steal Orgnum's coffer, finally. So this is how it starts. You get to pick someone to come with you, and again, it's based off of stats. We want to pick someone with particularly high stats. So if you pick, like, your marshal, you're going to be doing a lot of combat, you know, knocking out the guards, very quick, sort of rush-in, rush-out style combat. We've got our spy master, that's a lot more sneaking. You can bring your lover, which I guess is just another option if you want people... Wait, my lover? Huh. Was she... Wait, I think we married her just because she was a landed courtier, right, to get our stewardship up or something like that? Anyway, doesn't matter. Or we could take a friend, but obviously, I think in this scenario we're going to take our marshal and use Elrang's massive marshal and our marshal's also pretty impressive marshal stat to go and just kick down the front doors and steal what we can. Alright, you have arrived at High Queen Orgna of Pyrandonia's capital. As expected, it's heavily guarded. There's a group of guards at the main door, a servants' entrance at the back, and a window near the stables. So we can fight the guards, force our way in. That's 84% chance of success. 85% chance of success if we sneak in. I imagine this because Elrang has pretty good intrigue. He does. I wonder what determines that. Maybe, like, agile or something like that. Convince some servants to let us in. Well, that's actually our highest chance. Sure, let's convince some servants. Maybe because we're gregarious. You manage to evade most patrols until you come up outside the treasury. 2 bored guards stand between you and your prize. So we can rush them. 87% chance of success. So this is because of our High Marshal here. Or pose as a servant. Now, obviously, you know, this semi-divine being turning up offering them drinks probably wouldn't work. Same with this heavily armored buff dude. Oh, no, wait, that's Felocimir. Why is he there? I wanted to see my Marshal. So this dude is probably, I imagine, a bit of a mountain. So I think we'll go for rush them before they raise the alarm. Sure. Well, we'll be nice to our friends. Okay, now that you have dealt with the guards, you're free to search the treasury for your target. Time is short, and the treasury is filled with documents, jewels, and many miscellaneous items. So we've got some options here. So search carefully, 79% chance of success, 21% chance of failure. So these are getting quite high. Depends on your administrative capabilities and scholarly knowledge. So he's trying to identify the artifact quite carefully. Search frantically. Success depends on a little bit of everything. So this is sort of like your general option if you're an all-round character. 65% chance of success, 35% chance of failure. Split up and cover more ground. Only 34% chance of success on that one, because I imagine our Marshal is a bit of an idiot. Time to get unconventional. Success depends on your knowledge of the arcane and scholarly knowledge. So obviously we're going to go with the highest chance. I think it would be a cool feature if they didn't actually give you the chance, and it was slightly randomized each time. But I can understand why people also wouldn't like that. Let's search carefully for the item. After making your escape, you finally feel relieved. You managed to steal one fine artifact for your collection. Your foe has no idea. Transfer Orgnum's coffer. Thank you very much. Obviously it's a bit useless to us at this stage of the game. What is it, plus 12 stewardship or something like that? Yeah, plus 12 income, I should say. And we're getting plus 103 a month. So it's an extra 10% on top of what we were making. So that's kind of nice, I suppose. Yeah, that went pretty well. Obviously, you've got a lot of chances to fail in that mission. So I think it's quite well balanced. Obviously, it's designed for characters that don't have incredible stats, all the congenital traits, and, you know, over 30 in every stat. Average of like 50 in each stat. So it's not a non-aggression pact. Oh, one other thing that did happen in this sort of alternate world, my vassals have been really making headway into Argonia, so much that we can actually make a duchy of Argonia, which I suppose we'll do, and give it to whoever's taken the most land. Actually, we'll give it to this duke, because he's not a duke. What was that? Celadon? No, that's ours, isn't it? Esheter? Oh, right, this is before I dished out all this land again, I remember. The Stone Waste, that was it. Yeah. Alright, let's go dish out these duchies once again. Oh, right, of course, that one. I mean, we could destroy that. It's just giving us prestige, but why not? Where is this one? So this is you. So we'll give you this one. It's my direct vassal as well. Let's just check the vassal's map right here, make sure it's not too much of a mess. Yeah, it's not too bad. I don't think we've got any counts under us or anything like that. Whoa, is that the 8 Divines? Oh no, Ideal Masters. Well, that's probably worse. Interesting. Why can't we convert you? Oh, well, I assume the province itself is... No, huh. Interesting, okay. Maybe we tried and failed? I'm not sure. Okay, not a big deal. What was I saying? Oh yeah, we need to go out the duchies. What else have we got? Celadil, I think, is ours. Lilmouth, we've got rid... Or we can get rid of, but we might as well keep it for the prestige. One other thing is that I've made a lot of work on the religion, the actual mod for when Elrang ascends. I'm not going to show that off in the main video. I'll show that off at the end as sort of like an extra little bit, just so to get your guys' opinion on that, to get some thoughts on how we're going to do like succession and things to that effect. Because there's a lot to actually consider when you're doing a religion, whether or not we actually want to reform it, how we're going to do the head of the religion, shit like that. Alright, so let's go back to actually setting up for when our lovely Dragonborn son takes over. What have we got to get? I think Saviour's Hide is probably the best option, so we're going to go for Hersine now. We are going to try and kidnap this lovely lady here, the worshipper of Sheogorath. Where is she? She is in... kind of hard to tell. At court in Balim. Okay, so she isn't actually... She does actually count as being on the map. Let's build a spy network in Balim. That should help out a little bit. 222%. Sure, why not? Yeah, let's look for a lady who worships Hersine. What is that? Slot 2? Yeah, there we go. Alright. Now, there was a lot of Hersine worshippers, so I don't think this is going to be too much of a difficult thing to set up. Club's file, Mesmora, HI, here we are. Magister of the Disband. Okay, so she's part of a mercenary band and married to the dude in charge of the mercenary band who is in hiding. Was this not the dude that we were trying to kill? It was, wasn't it? I do vaguely remember this guy now. So let's go ahead and curse him again. And turn him into a chicken in the hopes that he dies off. Alright, so what we want to do is drain health. Luckily, in this save, he's still got the severe illness. So he's already at -4 out of 5 health. Oh, except for gluttonous, so... let's cast a greater version of the spell. So now he's on -7 health, which is the equivalent of having rabies. What else can we do? Is there any other health-based spells we can use on him? Has he got... He's got people in his court, so we could repulse them. If we drain his speechcraft, give him, like, no diplomacy. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. Let's use, I suppose, frenzy vassals, something like befouling presence. That seems pretty good. We're just trying to get people to join our plot to kill this dude eventually. Or even maybe they'll start their own plot. But it obviously depends on us kidnapping this other woman first. What else have we used? He doesn't have any vassals. No point using frenzy vassals. No point using Eye of Frenzy to decrease his opinion. So let's just turn him into a chicken and completely nerf all his stats. Alright, I think that's perfect. Now we want to mark her... Oh, we've already done it. Special interest. Did I forget to mark the Sheogorath worshipper as special interest? Whoops. Alright, we're good then. Let's carry on. So do we have anything we're ready to chuck at any other... Deidre? I'm very glad to hear that. Thank you. Not really. Armor. We've got, obviously, all the Deidre weapons, but we kind of want to keep those. They're pretty useful. Yeah, no, we don't really have anything we can give away. We could chuck away Strakes and Futtox, but, I mean... I suppose it depends on whether or not the god is into books. I kind of am worried, also, while we're on the subject, that Falthuismere doesn't have any children yet, because he is an adult, isn't he? Where is that trait? Alien Adult is what we're looking... Yeah, there we are. Alien Adult. So that's fertility minus 10%. But he's strong, attractive, a poet, which means his wife will like him more. Yeah, hardy, which gives plus 10% fertility. Fair, which is going to give an attraction opinion. Strong, which gives plus 10% fertility. Brawny doesn't affect fertility. No, I didn't think so. And his wife is also, obviously, attractive and strong and hardy. And she's lustful as well as being an alien adult. So, overall, she's still getting quite a hefty boost to fertility. But they haven't had any kids. So my concern is that we're probably going to have to make him a book, or create him a book, and give him the book that hopefully boosts fertility. So we might want to be on the hunt for those as well. It does seem a little weird to go from stealing, you know, Orgdum's copper to the lusty Argonian maid, but never mind. For now, let's buff up his fertility using magical powers. That's how it works. What's 5 fertility? Okay. 15 magicka gives him plus 15%, and we'll use the same on his wife as well. Hint, hint. We don't want the dynasty to die out, because if he dies and then we die in a horrible accident, that's the end of the game. So, we'll keep an eye on that. New important decisions. What have we got? Closed spellbook. That's fair enough. Okay, we can make an offering. We can select a patron deity. Did we not? Oh, right, because we've got... Yeah, I converted to Malakath, didn't I? To show off that little feature they'd added. So, Auriel, Jeffrey, Magnus, Mara, got Xerxes. These are all pretty good. Finaster gives plus 3 Auriel opinion, which is pretty good. Stendar gives diplomacy plus 1 and opinion with a lot of people. Sirabane gives minus 5 health in exchange for plus 2 learning. Not really necessary. I think I'm just going to go with Auriel, because he's going to give us like the most general boosts. Prestige, character favor. Sure. So what else happened in the last episode that may not have happened again? We did get some prosperity boosts. I think I only got one of those again. Oh, that's also worth me mentioning. I enabled something that I need to show off. So let's have a look. Where is it? Imperial Isle, Justice Prevails, Glorious Monument. So we did get that again. And I believe we also got the Scholars Foundation from the prosperity event. So we haven't lost anything on that front. The other big thing I did, there's going to be an episode of me recapping all the changes I made. I turned on the experimental trade routes for Tamriel. Now, it's not huge right now. It does sort of make sense that it would be the central provinces. Now, I do kind of want to expand this. Maybe include Pyrodonia, Eleanor, come around all these merchant republics in Yakuda. We won't worry about Akavir or anything like that. It just seems weird that they'd include, you know, wherever the hell this is. Sure, Roskria. But they wouldn't include, you know, the elsewhere merchant republic or some of the Bosma capitals, or even that, you know, Eleanor, which you'd assume would have quite a booming trade given the prosperity of the place. So I might expand that out manually, but that is turned on for now, so that's something we've got to consider when dishing out provinces, is those vassals are going to be more powerful. What we also want to do... Oh, it actually doesn't expand into the Imperial City? Oh, it does. But I assume just because of the way it's laid out, it's different. So we are on a trade route. Gives extra tax. A lot of extra tax. Wow. I haven't touched any of the balancing aspect. I just turned it on, essentially. It was automatically disabled, I assume, because trade routes are pretty slow in terms of gameplay, right? They do impact quite significantly. So what we're going to try and do is kick these guys out of our capital. I don't know how we're going to do that. We could have them revolt. We could have them... we could just revoke the title and rebuild it. It's going to be quite difficult. Let's see if we can incite to revolt. Not really. Because we do have to get rid of the Republic or the house who owns the trade route. There is always a possibility we'll get the event to burn down a trade post to teach merchant republics, as they're a vassal. I assume the mechanics are slightly different. How are we going to do this then? What about you? So they're all the same religion as me. I would really like this trade post under my control. Grant him independence and declare war on him. Now, genuinely, that might be the only way we can do this. Because if we try and revoke it, it would just give us a huge penalty. Yeah, minus 60 and minus 15 with other vassals. We could live with that, but I don't want to. It doesn't seem right. It's a real shame you can't incite him to revolt in this. Let's turn off auto-stop plots. He is fabricating a plot, look at that. So if we imprison him, 100% chance of success. Shit. So actually what we wanted to do was have him rebel against us, trying to imprison him, and then we can revoke the title. But we're just too good. Alright, Nightingale War Masters Uprise. This is our first war since I've turned the difficulty up, so we're going to have to be... I was going to say we're going to have to be really careful, but I've changed my mind. I don't think that's the case at all. Alright, let's go, boys. Damn. Whew, that was tricky. My heart was beating there for a second. We're going to execute you. You know what? I'm taking a no-holds-barred on these Ideal Masters worshipping shitheads. You're done for. I wish we could have killed them in a better way. Oh, buried alive. Right. Well, that's a hell of a metaphor, isn't it? Right, let's get you back to the capital. I did also rebuild the retinue, which I accidentally disbanded when we took Pyandonia. Well, I caught position at once. You did a good job. I don't know who that is, but you did a great job. I'm also going to get rid of this lover, because that could cause problems. Oh, she's our rival? Oh, that's another thing I forgot to mention. If you steal an artifact from someone, they become your rival, right? So that's going to set up some pretty cool interactions, I think. It also means that our boy over here, we could just steal an artifact from him. Are we in the same situation? Is it because he's... Yeah, he's not within Diplo range. Ah! Maybe we should start doing what I said a couple of episodes ago, moving, like, stealing this land from Morrowind, moving up into Akavir very slowly, sort of building staging points, but it's a lot of effort just to take out this one dude, although I was looking at the stat screen. Oh, shit. Hey, the lock map button is there. Has that always been there? By God, I hope that's not always been there. Maybe they've added that back recently. I hope so. Anyway, I was looking through the characters. So Elrang is the number one in obviously most categories, as you would imagine. He's got 47 diplomacy, the next highest is 34. He's got 37 stewardship, the next highest is 33. Intrigue, same story. Learning, same story. Marshal. Olkin's got us pipped. He's a much better military commander than us. I can't believe it. Even with everything we've got, this dude is still... Oh, they've added some icons as well. That's pretty cool. This guy is still better than us. And I think that, more than anything else, means we need to get rid of him. But, you know, we've got some wives to kidnap first. I mean, marry. Marry first. Speaking of which, how's that going? Ah. I was wondering when this event would fire again. Okay. Herald from the offices of Archmage Matriarch. That's hard to say. Heralds from the office of Archmage Matriarch Sailor, round of applause, are announcing that the Mages Guild formally recognises necromancy as a legitimate and respectable form of magical study. You are... Right, well, I was threatening to take your lands, but I guess I am now. Many are dubbing this as a triumph, as skilled mages may now broaden their horizons by studying the previously taboo form of conjuration. Others claim that necromancy is far too dangerous to permit, and that the potential for gross malfeasance, that's a good word, on the part of selfish mages is too great. This was a step in the right direction. What a fool, or I'm unsure what to make of this development. I think we know what to say. We're going to say, what a fool, because now everyone and their goddamn mothers are going to be summoning skeletons on top of the idiots I've already got running around Tamriel, the idiots in elsewhere. My fault, understandably. What have you got left? Oh, wait, you're the head of the Tribunal Temple? Well, guess we got at war with the Tribunal Temple, eh? Now, I wanted to make them my tributary, and I don't think we can do that without sharing a border with them. Now, there is a border here. There is a border, obviously, up here in House Telvanni, I believe. You're normally House Telvanni, though, right? Yeah. And there is a border here, just in very directly south of Vardenfell. So we could... You know what? We've got to deal with it. We, as Elrang, the great paladin Elrang, who would never ever summon a skeleton ever, will not stand for this level of necromancy. So what we're going to do is we're going to make Morrowind kneel. And I think that's a good idea. Establish a tributary state. So we need 4 majesty for that, right? Yes, we do. We've got to be close at this stage, surely. Oh, we're actually really close. Sure. Let's kill some time till we get majesty level 4. Morrowind is going to kneel. We're going to break their tributary to the Tribunal Temple. We're going to take the whole thing, and they're going to swear fealty to the one true Elven god. Not Sothasil and Almalaxia and Vivek, those losers. Elrang didn't even need the Heart of Lorcan. Okay, so we are... I think we're a more worthy god. Oh shit, Skyrim formed. Hey, look at that. When did that happen? Kingdom of Skyrim. He created it, 7 years ago, roughly. Very cool. Has he got, like, the Dragon Crown or something? Because I thought that's the only way you could actually form Skyrim. No, just bits and bobs. Skull Amulet, For flawless Nordic carved armor. I'm really struggling with any words today. Oh, he's a companion. He's a flame hair. Right. They start in Solitude, from what I recall. Fair enough. Why not, eh? That seems pretty cool. Or maybe they start in a Windhelm. You know what I think they do in hindsight? That's quite cool. Although they seem to be losing a lot of land to the Yakuza Empire, which I assume they have a peace treaty with at this stage. Let's just take a quick look. No, I think Yakuza just took that land before Skyrim itself formed, and they could get to it. Because peace treaties last 10 years, right? So if he formed Skyrim, then it would still be there because he only formed Skyrim 6 years ago. So, who am I going to arrest? This deaf guy. No, I'm not arresting people. Keep this trade route running. Oh shit! Maybe I should have said no to that. Does that make the trade route collapse? I'm not sure. So we can't plot to seize it. Maybe we can plot to seize it. Let's double check. Where are they? Vindercell. No. I think that's a Republic only decision. Could plot to revoke it. 100 current kill people, kidnap. Let's have a look through. So what is it? V. Oh my god, this could be quite difficult to find. Vindercell. I could be looking through this list for fucking ages. Let's go kill these Argonians first and unpause it because we are waiting for Majesty to tick up. Oh great, 2 rebels. Oh god, everything's going wrong. Again, if this is too easy, I'm quite happy. Like I was saying, if it's too easy, I'm quite happy to turn the difficulty up. Do they fight each other? Was it Cult of Boethia Uprising and then a, yeah, I imagine it was. And a rebellion as well. That's very cool. Okay. I'm happy to turn the difficulty up to the hardest difficulty. I mean, I don't mind. I think I've got enough experience at CK2 at this stage with my thousands and thousands of hours to be able to deal with it, but... Alright, you're done for. Thanks, Belt. Oh, that's an interesting idea, that we could, when these rebellions start up, because obviously we've worshipped Boethia before, but if we get another rebellion from a god we haven't, for the love of God, if we haven't fought, then we can put them in prison and forcibly marry them out of our prison. Let's move our marshal down there, because I really don't want to be marching my armies down to Argonia every time there's a rebellion. We've gained better understanding of military matters. White God gains war knowledge. Holy shit. That's pretty great. Can you set up a title? Nilfheim? Sure. Damn, our vassals are expanding out so quickly. Good work. You get Nilfheim, because you're just a great guy. We are going to go over our vassal limit soon, I imagine. What are we at? 63 out of 86. It's not a huge amount, but it is pretty significant. Now, I think what we should operate under is elves should be free, as long as they swear fealty to us and the gods of Oriel / Elrang when that day comes, if that day comes. So, the Tribunal Temple are on my shit list, and same with Paradonia. Copper ring. Wow, how lovely. My horse died and we're going to bury it in the garden. I don't think that's... Given the amount of animals we've had die, I'm surprised we've got room left. We're not on a damn funeral for a horse. Yeah, again, I'm not sure whether or not to make this person independent, make them a tributary, and have Paradonia operate. I want them to be free, but I also want them to, you know, swear undying fealty forever, and if they don't, I'll crush them. So, I think it's a fair deal. And I also, I mean, like I said, the Tribunal Temple, the reason they're on our shit list is because of the whole necromancy thing right now. Oh, well, they are a legendary mage, look at that. That's quite rare for the AI to get. What else have they got? Fuller of Almalexia. Sure, gives them Diplomacy Stewardship. What is that? Spell Sword? Master Spell Sword. Hardened in battle, just, gregarious, brave, but also cruel and cynical. Okay. Don't think it'll be too much of a challenge still, given our rank stats. And someone else just took some more land, because our name keeps shifting around. Yep, we've gone even further... Wait, have we gone further into Argonia? Did we take this one? Very weird. You know what? I kind of regret taking this province now. I really wish I had just made them my... We were doing it for Organum's Coffer, to be fair. I'm going to grant you independence. And let you suffer and die. I thought we inherited a temple then, that was weird. I'm going to offer you... Can I offer you tributary status? No? Maybe they're too far away? Maybe we have to hold a direct land border? seems most likely to me. Alright, how close are we to Majesty level 4? Oh, for God's sake. Okay. A couple more months. We've done it. Sweet. That was the housekeeping episode anyway. I think we're back up to where we were. Pretty comfortable. We've had some interesting things change in the world. We're ready now to start, you know, screwing the Dark Elves. Bringing the Tribunal Temple under our banner. We might even do the same to Eleanor next episode. It's going to be the Great Elf Wars. It's going to be awesome. And then hopefully by then we'll also have kidnapped this lady here, who's now 75. Oh god. Alright. Well, thank you for watching. But for those of you who want to see the religion stuff, stay tuned. So this is going to be a bit behind the scenes, and I'm going to make a save game here just in case I do something that fucks things up. We'll go ahead and save that as really good save. Okay, so let's have a look quickly at some of the religion stuff that I've been working on. So firstly, the only actual difficulty I've had is making a custom religion icon, funnily enough. Now, I've tried Paint.net, I've tried Photoshop. I think it's just an incompatibility with Tarja files and some things I've installed with Photoshop that allow me to manipulate them. I was doing it for a completely different game. I think as a result of that, it's basically meant that I now can't create an icon without fully reinstalling Photoshop, which I'm not doing for this. So I've gone through the icon files and found one I think is the most appropriate. So we go Religion Elrang. Elrang Divinity. So this is just a very sneak preview of a very unfinished start to the mod. But again, it's because I want some feedback from you guys. So we've got a little descriptor there, blah blah blah. The aliens like him because he saved them from extinction. And some of the features of the religion there. We've got Headkeeper can excommunicate, so I'm setting up a religious head called the Headkeeper. I want your opinion on whether or not this should be secular. I was sort of going for the disestablishmentarianism view on it, so having a completely separate head of state that does its own stuff, kind of like a pope. I was also thinking maybe we could do a College of Cardinals type thing, where we vote on which elf should become, you know, the next head of the religion. We give them funding in their campaign, things like that, just to give us an extra layer of gameplay that we actually don't have at all. And to my knowledge, none of the base game religions use the College of Cardinals. Maybe the Nine Divines does, but I'm not sure. I've also kept over all the stuff from Auriel religion, because it's obviously not going to be that difficult, right? So we've got fleets can navigate major rivers, rulers can raid infidel neighbours. That's all in the default Auriel religion. So I think that could be... I think I'm quite happy with how the rules look for the religion. I've used this icon here because it's a combination of the Pyrodonit symbol and the Auriel symbol. I figure that's appropriate for a guy that's trying to unite all the elves under one religion to use a symbol. Luckily, this was already in the icons file to use this. And as I recall, there are no other religions in the game that use this symbol. I think it's like a test symbol. So that's pretty useful. Now, one other thing I've done is I've set up the holy sites. So as we can see here, we've got the 5 default holy sites you get with most religions. And I'll go through them very quickly. So the first one is the temple in the Imperial City. If we go to the Temple of the Ancestors, there should be somewhere an invisible icon, I noticed, because there doesn't seem to be a small icon for that. But that's an easy fix. Oh, in fact, there might just be way too many symbols on this bar already, so we might not be able to see it. But on another prompts we can. Anyway, we've got the Temple of the One. I figured we'd go for Pyran, because, like I said, we're you know, trying to unite the elves. So it makes kind of some sense that there would be a holy site in Pyran, whatever it's called. Find the temple here. Which one is it? Is this a temple? Pado? Is this a temple? Pyrodonic Faith considers it a holy site. Maybe it was this one I set up. No? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. It's just a symbol on a barony. I might have to do some fixes with the icon for that. The next one, Holy Falls in Eleanor. So that is this one here. Oh, there you go. You can see it on this one. The Elrang Divinity considers Holy Falls a holy site. We're just missing the small icon there. We went for Senalana. Now, some of you might remember in episode 1, Senalana was where Elrang actually started the whole campaign, right? He was the Duke of Senalana. We moved down from there. So I figured that would be a really appropriate holy site. You know, his sort of birthplace, his origins were here. So that is definitely going on the list. And the third one, sorry, the fifth one, I went for Moonsuite. All the way down here in Elsewhere, because Elsewhere was where the alien people sort of came back, right? This is where they thrived again. So I figured if we set Moonsuite to be a holy site, then that makes sense. it's also a holy site for the Ideal Masters. So it's sort of kind of that double-barreled thing, like in real life when Charlemagne declared war on Saxony, he chopped down Irminsul, right, which was the Germanic holy tree, and they built a church out of it. I figured that was kind of what I was going for here, setting an Ideal Masters worship site to actually kind of be Elrang who crushed them. So they're the holy sites. If you got any better suggestions, let me know. Tiguna is the only one I'm sort of a bit off with, because obviously it's really far away and doesn't have much relation to Elrang. So the head of the church is also going to be the, I just called it the head keeper for now, because of the ascendancy, because obviously Elrang is ascending, right? So if you go ahead and create that title quickly, we can dish it out to someone. We'll dish it out to this dude here. And this is probably how it's going to work. I'll have this all automate, so that it makes a guy here and makes him the head of the religion. Because if we're the head of religion, we'll lose all our titles on succession, right? Because it's a religious succession. So that makes him head of the religion now. That's what it's called, head keeper. Because, you know, Elrond likes keeping things. For example, people in his dungeon, or lots of Daedric artifacts. So it kind of makes sense. So that's what I've got so far. Now, like I said, I would like to change the succession type, rather than just being when a dude dies, another one spawns, to the papal succession. So you appoint cardinals, or we'll call them, like, elf boys in this one. Or something like that. Just because it gives it a lot more manipulation behind the scenes, sort of intrigue-based stuff. Not the stat intrigue, the, you know, word. Gives us a lot more manipulation, I should say. And allows vassals to sort of climb that ladder and get their own, you know, member of their dynasty as the head of the religion, things like that. Like I said, work in progress, but that's pretty much where we've got to so far. The decision itself is also pretty much ready to go. The second you click that, it, you know, fires an event, Elrond becomes a new boy, or goes off the map. What the other guy is inherits and coronates and can light the dragon fires and whatnot. So that's it. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. We're going to go back to Auriel. And no, we're not. We're going to reload because I made that title. We'll completely reload the game. But yeah, give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. If you got any suggestions for the religion, any features you want me to add or try and have fresh, I can do that. If you want some holy sites moving around, we'll have a bit of a vote on that and see which might be more significant. I was thinking maybe even Sancre Tor is probably a bit more significant, seeing the amount of fucking time we had our steward surveying the damn place. But yeah, let me know. Thanks for watching.